Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, or should I say Dragon Age Awakening, because we are about to do a complete playthrough of Dragon Age Awakening, which is a DLC which follows on from Origins, and this video is going up on the same day as my rambling video about my playthrough with Constance. I think it's about an hour and 15 minutes long, and it's literally me just explaining what I did in that playthrough, because it's the first playthrough I've completed of the Dragon Age project, where I'm trying to get all the achievements. So I thought I would do a complete playthrough of Awakening with Constance, and I would upload episode 1 on the same day as that, because when I do a video like that, when I do one of my rambling magpie videos, I like to upload like a proper video with it, so you don't all immediately lose faith in me. That's what I like to do. But yes, I have just completed Origins with Constance, and I've got that horrible, like, tight feeling you get in your chest when you finish an RPG that you were really into, and you're just like, oh no, all the characters have gone, all of my friends have left me. That kind of horrible feeling that you get whenever you finish an RPG like this. So I've decided we are going to do a Awakening playthrough. So, new game, Awakening, and then we are going to import from another module. Constance, there she is. This is all of our Dragon Age project people, because of course I've done the origin stories of all of them, haven't I? So they're all on here. But this is Constance as she was at the end of the Origins.
With the death of the Archdemon, the Blight was defeated. But the Darkspawn did not simply disappear. Most of the Horde scattered north from Denerim towards the coastlands, and there fractured into warring tribes. The region fell into chaos as the Darkspawn emerged from hidden lands to terrorize the countryside. As the new Warden Commander of Ferelden, it is your responsibility to rebuild the Order and deal with the lingering threat. You have come to Amaranthine to join the rest of the Grey Wardens at Vigil's Keep, once home to Arling, but now property of the Order. The lack of a proper welcoming party as you grow close, however, indicates that something is amiss.
What's going on? Why are there no Wardens here to greet us? Something is wrong. Quickly, Commander!
I love how a bloodied, screaming man was running towards us there, being chased by Darkspawn, and her response was, something's wrong. Right, okay, so this is my delightful, wonderful taskbar with all of my delightful, wonderful things, because of course the brilliant thing about Amaranthine is that you jump in already, like, incredibly powerful. She's already lost some of her health. What's her name? Mahari. I'm going to call her Samantha. And I think, hopefully, all of my inventory should still be there. Yeah, all of the stuff that I had. So, when you get near the end of Origins, like, the people that you're not taking with you to fight the Archdemon, I always take any good equipment that they've got off them. I mean, I know they still end up fighting in the battle, but you can sort of give them, you know, less good equipment. And like any equipment that I've got stored at Soldier's Peak or anything like that, I take with us, because it'll be imported across when you go into Awakening, if you're going to go into Awakening. And I like that, because it means when you get to like the last mission and you're going through Fort Draken, and there's all of these chests to loot and stuff like that, there is actually reason to loot them. Because quite often when in RPGs like this, when you get to like the last level and there's still stuff to loot, and you think, well, why am I even bothering, because the game's ended? But in Dragon Age, no, because you get to take it all into Awakening with you, so you know, I've got all my money and stuff. Not much money, because I think I donated most of it to the army before the final battle. But yes, these are all of my spells and whatnot. So Constance is a blood mage, so she has all the blood mage abilities. She also has the power of blood abilities that you get from Avernus's potion in Soldier's Peak. And because she's part of the Dragon Age project, I'm trying to get, I'm trying to max out, oh my god, oh yes, you've got extra special things in Awakening, haven't you? I forgot about that. Yes, I'm trying to max out the Entropy Tree, which I've done, because that gets you an achievement, and then the Primal Tree, which I've not quite managed, but we might get there in Awakening. So because of that, I've not got things like Heal. or the glyphs or like things that I would normally get as a mage. We've been a bit more specialised. But I have discovered throughout the course of this that entropy magic is fucking incredible. And I think just maxing out the entropy tree is actually quite a good tactic. Right, okay, so... Oh, we've got a friend. We've got a survivor with a Grey Warden shield. That's exciting. Right, let's take care of these Darkspawn. They just seem like basic ones, so... Slap a hex on him, and then do a little bit of frost magic. Entropy magic and primal magic actually work quite well together, because a lot of entropy spells... like weaken people to the effects of primal magic, so it's actually, you know, it's actually worked out quite well. If we put him in a bit of, what should we do, what should we do? Horror? Put him in a bit of horror. Not that I think he's posing much of a threat, but you know.
It's you, the hero of Ferelden. Oh, thank the Maker.
Yes, it's me. I'm a wonderful hero. Yes, how did this happen?
I don't know. They came out of nowhere. All I heard was screams and people dying. I got out as fast as I could and ran into these... You need to help them. You need to do something.
He has got incredibly shallow cheeks, hasn't he? That's a little bit terrifying. Right, yes. Are there any other wardens alive?
I think there was a mage right behind me. He might have been a warden, I don't know. I'll see if I can't find some help. There has to be a patrol on the road.
We don't have a lot of time, Commander.
Oh, nice sword work. You're not just a guide, are you? I mean, I would have thought that would have been abundantly obvious from, like, the armour and everything, but alright.
Oh, pardon me, Commander. I'd assumed proper introductions would be taken care of at the keep. My name is Myri. I was a knight in the King's service until I was recruited a month ago, but I haven't taken my joining yet. The Seneschal sent me to bring you back. I was not expecting this.
Okay, so, Darkspawn, yes, launching a sneak attack.
This isn't a blight. How could they be so organised? I don't understand.
Okay, perhaps something else is leading them. Yes, perhaps something else is leading them.
Other than an archdemon, you mean? Frightening thought.
Well, I don't know. Is that more or less frightening than the idea that maybe another archdemon has already woken up? Because I think that would kind of be worse. Right, yes, where are we, love?
This is Vigil's keep, which once belonged to Arl Howe. Considering what he did to you and the rest of the Order, losing their lands is probably the least of his family's problems.
Okay, so let's just keep going.
Right, let's teach these evil bastards a lesson.
I'm not going to ask who's in command here. Oh, actually, who's in command here was probably referring to who's in charge of the keep. I thought she was kind of going, off me and you, which of the two is more senior? I thought that was kind of obvious. Right, okay, so... Ooh, there's a blood lotus over there. That's a new thing, isn't it? You didn't used to find blood lotuses. I heard Darkspawn. Yes, I can see things on my map. And that chest isn't locked, which is good because I don't have Liliana with me. Oh, I've lost Liliana. Oh, I was flipping reliant on Liliana during the main game. I'm going to have to make do with flipping Nathaniel. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Nathaniel, but he's not Liliana, is he? Oh, actually, I can level what's her name up, can't I? Well, I can sort of level her up. I don't have an attribute for her. I've got a skill. Oh yes, they add extra stuff, didn't they? So what have we got? Runecrafting. The character has learned basic technique of lyrium inscription, allowing creation of simple runes. That's quite good. Vitality. The character has begun a regime of strenuous exercise, granting permanent bonus to health. That will be very useful, considering I'm a blood mage. Clarity. The character has embraced ancient techniques of meditation, granting a permanent bonus to mana or stamina. Probably also quite useful. In her case, I think we'll go Vitality. And talents, what is she? She's sword and shield. Oh my god, they've added extra things to this as well. I've forgotten about all of this. It's been so long since I played Awakening. Juggernaut. A powerful physique allows the character to knock aside any enemies who are in the way while this mode is active. And the character is moving. That sounds useful. Is there not a one in Inquisition that's a bit like that as well? Don't know if I'm remembering that right. Right. Carapace. No attack gets past this shield completely. For a moderate duration, all damage is reduced by an amount proportional to the character's constitution modifier. Bulwark of Ages improves the protection, making the character completely immune to danger for the first half of this effect. Air of Insolence. While this mode is active, the character adopts an intimidating posture that continuously draws the attention of nearby enemies, consuming stamina constantly. Bulwark of Ages. The warrior is one with the shield. This talent improves the effect of Carapace, now making the character completely immune to damage for the first half of that effect. All of that, to be honest, sounds kind of needlessly complicated, but alright. We'll just put stuff into that. I'm not bothered about how I'm levelling her up for obvious reasons. Right. Oh wait, I should have all of my modes active, shouldn't I? Death magic. Death magic's brilliant. Where if there's a corpse nearby, you will suck blood out of it with the power of your mind and give yourself extra health, which is quite nice. And then miasma. While this mode is active, the caster radiates an aura of weakness, hindering nearby enemies with penalties to attack and defense, which is very useful indeed. Okay, oh dear, it has just been basic, boring Darkspawn up until now, but now we've got shrieks coming in. That's alright. We can handle a shriek if we put a bit of a misdirection hex on him. Oh, there's an ogre. That's right, ogres aren't that scary anymore, are they? When you get towards like the end of Origins, like you're just kind of killing ogres like they're flipping genlocks. Right, okay, so one of the best things about entropy magic is you have loads of things that can take, like, weaken big scary enemies. So we've put a death hex on him. That means the target suffers a hex of lethal bad luck. Every normal hit it suffers becomes a critical hit, which is fucking incredible. And then we can put a vulnerability hex on him, so he'll be more vulnerable to things like frost and whatnot. And then we can, well, we can paralyze him so he's not doing any damage. And then we can put a bit of weakness on him, maybe. And then we could probably focus on this one for a little bit because he's not going to be much bother for a minute or two. Okay, so now we've got the Hurlock down. See, the ogre's already nearly dead, and he's not even managed to do now yet because I paralysed him. Paralyze is the best spell, and it's not one that I've ever really used that much before, and I don't know why, but like the way I've forced myself into maxing out the entropy tree, I just sort of found myself, you know, with paralyze and stuff, and it's flipping them in. I don't use mass paralyze very much because that's one of the ones that they have to charge up, and if the enemies are like running towards you, they sort of move out of the area of effect and stuff like that, and it just sort of doesn't really work as well. There are very, very select circumstances where it's sort of useful, but for the most part it's not really. What have we got? Oh, we've got Vigil soldiers. That's good. We should probably be protecting the Vigil soldier.
If you find others, send them to me.
If I find others, send them to you. Okie dokie. He sounded a lot like Sebastian there. He doesn't have Sebastian's voice, does he? I don't think they would have got, what's his name? Alec Newman? Is it Alec? It's Alec something. To play a random Vigil soldier, would they? There's a terrified merchant up there, I've just noticed, so we'll go and talk to the terrified merchant. We'll also get this chest. Oh! Oh, there's a terrified merchant surrounded by Hurlocks. Right, okay. This is a time for Waking Nightmare. Waking Nightmare, also absolutely incredible. Honestly, the best spells are almost all entropy spells. But yes, Waking Nightmare, I'll put that on there. So, what Waking Nightmare does, I'll just read the thing. Hostile targets are trapped in a waking nightmare unless they pass a mental resistance check. They are randomly stunned, attack other enemies, or become the caster's ally for the duration of the effect. Honestly, it's amazing. Especially like if you're fighting like big groups, because you can just make a load of them turn on each other, which just kind of like keeps them out of your hair while you're dealing with you know, other enemies and stuff. It's brilliant. So yes, I think those two Hurlocks are now just attacking each other, and that terrified merchant suddenly doesn't look that terrified anymore. In fact, he suddenly looks surprisingly chill. Okay, so that terrified merchant is now running to safety. There's a chest here. I do highly appreciate the way all of the chests are unlocked, just in case you're not playing as a rogue. I really appreciate that. It's much more conscientious than the friggin' main game was, isn't it? All those bloody chests in the Kakari Wilds that Davith can't open. Like, what the fuck is the point of giving us Davith if there's just a load of chests he can't open? Oh, the game just saved. That makes me very suspicious. Ooh! Wow! Alright. Do you know something? I give you credit, my friend. That was one hell of an entrance. That's a fireball he's just thrown at us. That's not going to be fun, is it? Luckily, I have stupid high constitution. And that's not because I've been putting points into Constitution. I have not put a single point into Constitution across the entire game. And look what my Constitution is sitting at, 34, because I've got incredible Constitution boosting equipment. Which I find very useful playing as a Blood Mage. Right, Gemlock Emissary. Let's just paralyse him so he can't do any damage. And now he's paralysed. He can't be doing nasty things. I think he was trying to do Chain Lightning there, which is a very nasty thing to do. Should I do Chain Lightning instead? Weirdly, I always find that Chain Lightning's one of those weird spells that, like, when it's used against you, it's, like, really, really powerful, but when I'm using it, I don't actually find it as useful, if that makes sense. Right, I'll put a bit of a Death Hex on him, and then I'll just start attacking him with stuff. I always find it's a good idea to try to incapacitate the mage as quickly as possible, so they just can't screw you over. Oh dear, Mari or whatever her name is looking a little bit ill, isn't she? Luckily the Hurlock's nearly dead. I think she's got a curse of mortality on her, that's why. So I'll not waste me health potions trying to save her. Ooh, stamina draft. Yes, we didn't have stamina potions in the main game, did we? What was that? I heard something big. Oh, wait, there's a fight going on over there. That's why. That's why. That soldier needs a little bit of help. I think if we put a little bit of a waking nightmare on those two Hurlocks. And now the soldier has decided he just can't be fucking arsed anymore. And he's just stood there while we are fighting the two Hurlocks. That's wonderful. That's very, very, very thoughtful of you, my friend. Yeah, look at him. He's not bothered. Doesn't give a shit.
We're running out of bandages here. If there are supplies on the other side of the courtyard, bring bandages. Hurry!
For who? There's only you here. Who are you running out of bandages for? Oh, hang on a minute. There's like ill people. Oh, right. Okay, yes. Yes, I will go and get bandages, but not before I have looted all of this fairly worthless stuff out of all of your crates. Oh, that chest's locked. I think we can come back to that one later though, because this is where what's his name sets up shop, isn't it? Dworkin? Or is this where Wade and Heron are? I don't know, but I can hear the sound of an ogre. It sounded like an ogre over here. I could hear something growling. Well, there's some basic Hurlocks over there. Just open this chest first. I actually can't walk past the chest, you know. Oh, there's a shriek. Let's paralyze the shriek. Oh, he resisted my paralyze. Well done. Paralyze, it's weird. Paralyze is one of those ones that they very, very rarely manage to resist. Even very powerful characters. Often don't resist. I mean, you know, things like revenants and stuff usually do. But like other things like ogres and stuff, and mages that can resist a lot of your spells like that. Paralyze is one that is very, very, very rarely resisted, I find. Oh, they've killed somebody. They've actually killed somebody. Oh dear. So far they've managed to kill like one person on my watch, which I feel like, you know, isn't that terrible really. Yeah, they killed a Vigil soldier. That's sad. But I feel like that's not as bad as if they'd killed a. That's the medical supplies we need, as if they killed a civilian. Okay, Mr. Soldier, sir, I have your medical supplies.
Oh, these will help greatly. Thank you.
You are very welcome. Now, I got to level up. So, oh god, we've got extra specializations as well, haven't we? Because I only picked Blood Mage. A couple of reasons for that. I couldn't decide what else to go for. But also because I was trying to max out those two trees for the achievement, I didn't really have that many spare points. By the time I'd put all the points into blood magic, I was like, I'm not really going to have that many spares left over. So if you don't have the points to invest in it, what's the point in taking them? Apart from the fact, I suppose it does add to your what they called attributes, doesn't it? Shapeshifter gives me +2 to Constitution. That's actually not bad. +2 to magic, minor combat health regeneration. I don't really need combat health regeneration, do I? +1 to dexterity and +5 to attack. And what does Keeper give me? +2 to magic, +3 to mental resistance, and Battle Mage, +2 to magic, minor combat health regeneration. I might go for Shapeshifter, actually. I mean, aside from anything else, I think that suits Constance's character, because she likes sort of not dark magic, but well, I mean, you know, she's a blood mage, of course she likes dark magic, but she likes sort of like strange magic that they don't teach you in the circle. She likes to know arcane secrets. That was like her entire storyline. I mean, I went through all of this in far too much detail in the other video I'm uploading today, but yes, she likes arcane knowledge, and I think the idea of Morrigan being a shapeshifter was like very intriguing to her, because it's sort of like ancient magic. So I might make her a shapeshifter, actually. And you know what? Shapeshifter isn't as useless as you might think it is. Like, the spider is useless, but being able to turn into a bear, there are actually times where that's not, you know, it has its uses. But the fact that it gives us +2 to Constitution and +1 to Armour, that's very good, because, you know, I like the fact that Constance is a mage with mega Constitution, but I've not put a single point into Constitution. Remember that. And I certainly don't see any reason to start now, so we will put 1 into magic, 1 into willpower, and then magic again. May as well go for magic again. Although I do like, I like Constance to have a lot of willpower just because she uses so many abilities. Because she's got so many abilities that weaken the enemy before she's actually attacking them. So like by the time she's put 2 hexes and like weakness and disorient on an enemy, you want her to still have enough mana left over to then actually, you know, cast offensive spells against them. So we'll have a look at what extra mage abilities we've been granted, although I don't think... Because I want to max out the primal tree before I do anything else. I don't know how many more level ups I'm going to get across the course of Awakening. Should be enough, hopefully. I don't know if there's tomes that can give me extra skill points as well. Spell points, talent points, whatever. Like there is in the main game, but we'll have a look. Right, Fade Shield. The mage alters Arcane Shield to step partway into the Fade, adding a significant chance of resisting hostile spells or evading physical attacks while the spell is active, and a lesser chance of both when the spell is inactive. Elemental Mastery. The mage has learned to amplify the effects of each of the elements, increasing any elemental damage inflicted by other attacks while the spell is active. That would actually be very useful for me. Attunement. The mage has become more attuned to surrounding magical energies, gaining bonuses to willpower, magic, and mana regeneration. Time Spiral. The mage, through great concentration, is able to alter perception of time, resetting the cooldowns on all spells. Oh, that would be quite good, actually. Repulsion Field. For as long as this spell is active, waves of repulsive energy emanate from the mage. With every wave, nearby enemies are knocked back unless they pass a physical resistance check. That... You know what, that just sounds fucking badass, doesn't it? That sounds like exactly the kind of thing Constance would have. Invigorate. Waves of invigorating energy bolster nearby allies, substantially reducing their fatigue, meaning that their spells or talents will cost less to activate when this spell is active. However, the caster's mana drains continuously. Arcane Field. While this spell is active, the mage radiates arcane energy every few seconds, emitting waves of projectiles that deal spirit damage to enemies within the field. And Mystical Negation. An aura of beneficial magic surrounds the mage while the spell is active every few seconds. The spell banishes any magical effects within the field that were created by a hostile creature. Ah, that could actually be very useful. All of those could be quite useful, actually, in the right circumstances. I like that one. I like that one a lot. But I need to max out all of this, don't I? So I will just go into Flame Blast. I'm probably never going to use Flame Blast. In fact, I'm not even going to... Elite? What's Elite? I don't know, but I've unlocked Elite, apparently. That's nice. I'm going to not even put that on my thing because I don't find it particularly useful. Like, the lightning is much more useful than the fire. And I've got limited space on my taskbar, as you can tell, because I've got a lot of abilities. Right, I can hear Darkspawn. I'm guessing they're through here.
Unbelievable. The keep has been overwhelmed. How did the wardens not sense the Darkspawn coming? I don't understand it.
Yes, that is a very good point. The wardens should be mounting a better defence. Something strange is definitely going on. Yes, how many wardens were there?
Not many. A dozen, perhaps? There are other soldiers who came with them, however. For the Darkspawn to have ambushed the keep so effectively, I didn't know they were capable of such a thing.
Okay, yes, it does not matter. We shall defeat them. I am a conquering hero. Well, I'm a hero, not a conquering hero.
Right, they won't get away with this.
Okay, so that's quite a lot of dead people, which is unfortunate. Oh, I got +10 approval from her. Oh, that's really nice. And we've got a Shriek Alpha over there, which is slightly concerning. But if I just get kind of around here, I should be able to put them both in a nice cone of cold. And we just missed that one. That's irritating. Oh, I've shattered the Alpha. I have shattered the Alpha. I love shattering people. Shattering people's the best thing. Right, okay. Right, you, my love, if you keep attacking that one, and I'm going to try to incapacitate this one, because shrieks are little monsters. And they're much better when they're just stood still, not able to move. Those are my favourite kind of shrieks. And down they go. Marvellous. Okay, so, getting a lot of stamina drafts. I don't find them particularly useful, to be honest with you. I don't find that warriors and rogues run out of stamina that often. I mean, mages run out of mana all the fucking time, but I don't find that warriors run out much. Right, okay, so there's a lever up there, which I'm assuming is going to open that gate. There's a wooden crate somewhere that I can't get to yet. That's just a door. Is that just a door as well? I don't want to go through into any new areas, you see. Oh, I can't get through it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so... looks like we are going this way. Yes, I don't remember all the intricacies of Awakening because it's been quite a while since I've played it. But I'm usually so eager to get into Dragon Age 2 that I sort of don't want to go through Awakening. Because I like Dragon Age 2, it's my favourite of all the games. Yeah, there's a controversial opinion for you. I'm not saying it's the best of all the games. It is my favourite of the 3 games, however.
I didn't do it. Hey, I recognize you from the circle. I know what they've been saying about me, but this, not my doing. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not broken up about them dying, to be perfectly honest. Biff there made the funniest gurgle when he went down.
Okay, so, do you think we knew each other in the circle? Like, do you think we were buddies? I don't think we were buddies. So, you killed these Darkspawn yourself?
Of course. Well, they helped. A little. Before they tragically died. You may call me Anders, my dear lady. I am a mage, and sadly a wanted apostate.
An apostate? At Vigil's keep?
You weren't here when we arrived. I'm sure I would have remembered such a lovely woman as yourself. We were just stopping here on our way back to the tower. Just a short rest, they said, and now they're dead. Such a shame.
You know how people say that Anders was really, you know, likeable and wonderful and brilliant in Awakening, and then they ruined him in Dragon Age 2 and made him really, like, unlikable? I think he was always an arsehole. To be honest, I've never liked Anders. He's just got... In Awakening, he has just this attitude about him that you just want to, like, punch him in the face. And then in Dragon Age 2, he's just far too, like, miserable and angsty all the time. Yes, so I'm guessing those men were the Templars who were guarding you.
So they kept saying, although come to think of it, there's no real way to know for sure, is there? The Templars captured me and were taking me back, and then, you know, Darkspawn attacked. Could be a sign.
A sign, yes, a very convenient sign.
Isn't it, though? The Maker moves in mysterious ways. Well, tell you what, I'll help you and we can discuss what comes later. Later, once all these bastards are properly put down, yes?
Okay, so we have gained ourselves a mage. Right, Anders. Anders is a spirit healer. Could make Anders a blood mage. Let's not make Anders a blood mage, as much as blood magic is very, very useful. I don't know that I really want to make him anything. Yeah, I could make him an arcane warrior. Because it's been so long since I've played arcane warrior. I've been trying to, like, remember how it all works. We'll think about what we want to do with him later. Right, we've got 4 skills we can give him. Okay, so I'm a master herbalist, so I don't need to give him any points into herbalism. I think just clarity would be a good one, actually. As much as we can, and then vitality, and then put one into, oh, I don't know, combat training. That never does any harm, does it? Okay, so we will give him cleansing aura, because that is so useful. What else has he got? He's got frost magic, he's got heal. I think I might try to turn him into sort of... Oh, he's got a few entropy ones. I might try to turn him into like a sort of next Win. Because Win was really useful to me in my playthrough as Constance. Because Constance was so focused on like offensive magic. Having Win as the sort of support mage. It was very useful. I hardly took Morrigan with me anywhere. It was very strange. It's very strange for me. But I think if I give him all of the rejuvenate ones, because that's very useful. Death Siphon was quite useful. I did give Win though, actually. I gave Win Death Siphon, which I know doesn't sound very Win, but it's very useful for keeping our mana up. Because as a support character, you see, you're using a lot of spells, trying to keep everybody alive, so having lots of mana cannot hurt. Ooh, Animate the Dead. The caster summons a skeleton minion from the corpse of a fallen enemy to fight alongside the party for a short time. That sounds kind of Andersy, doesn't it? We'll get him that. He's already got paralysed, that's good. We could give him some hexes, although I've got all the hexes. Should we get him up to Crushing Prison? I quite like Crushing Prison. Or we could give him some of these. No, I'll tell you what, we'll get him up to Crushing Prison. Because Crushing Prison's always useful. Okay, we are heading inside the Vigil proper. Or at least it said we were heading inside the Vigil proper. I've definitely said Vigils keep interior. This looks exterior to me. But alright. Oh, there's some bloody Darkspawn over there. Oh, that's quite a lot of Darkspawn actually. Right, okay. Ooh, we've got a yellow one. I love a yellow one. Right, okay. So, if I do a bit of Awaken Nightmare on maybe the ones at the back. I don't know whether it'll work on the mage. I think it did. I think it did work on the mage actually. Okay, if we all of us focus on the mage. We want to get him down. Although I think he's actually... Is he attacking his own people right now? He's attacking his own people. That's adorable. Right, still, we want to get him down because he could snap out of it at any minute. And then... what's her name's getting a little bit battered. I'll be honest, a little bit battered. So maybe if I just horror that one. And maybe paralyse that one. Get some of the heat off her. And there we go. Okie dokie. So... I enjoy how, like, the tougher enemies didn't start turning up until I had 3 people in my party. That was very, very kind of them. Right, there's a chest over here. Ooh, Beastmaster. That sounds exciting. It's a shame it's a crossbow. I've never used crossbows, you know. Never used crossbows in Dragon Age Origins. Okay, there's a barricade in front of a door. But it's a door I can't get through, so... We'll just leave it there, I suppose. We'll just leave it there. Head on in here. Ah, we're up here. We're up here where the lever was. So, if we pull the lever... Oh, game saved. Never a good sign.
Oh, we're scared now. Don't come over here. Ha! It'll take more than that to kill us, beasties. Come again if you dare.
Is that Dworkin? I think that was Dworkin. It's kind of nice. Right, okay. So, I put a bit of a Waking Nightmare on them. Am I going to go through to get to them? Oh, that's the door. That's the door. Are they going to break it open? Ah, there we are, you see. There we are. Why can't I break open doors? I feel like I should be able to break open doors. Apparently, I do not have that power. Okie dokie. So, you're right there, love. Wow, he proper just, like, punched you in the face then, didn't he? Right, okay. So, we should now be able to get into the castle. Where the hell did Dworkin go? Did he run off? Run off like a coward. I think he must have done. At least I think that was Dworkin. I think it was. See what's through here. There's a lot of red arrows on my map right at this moment. Which... Somebody just yelled the keep is under attack. Yes, love, I noticed. Like, I really did notice. Okay, so let's see if we can just paralyse that emissary. This Darkspawn's coming to have a barney with me, but my constitution is so high, I actually do not give a shit. Right, put a nice death hex on him, then put a nice curse of mortality on him, and then, just start battling him with stuff, I suppose. Okay, look, he's going down so quickly. Oh, you hit me in the face with your shield, did you? Oh, that was a shame. Look, he's doing nothing to us. Nothing to us. So yeah, and that is without ever putting a single point into Constitution. I need to reiterate this because I keep saying that Constitution is a lie and you should never ever put any of your skills into it. And it's not because it's not useful, it's just because you don't need to get high Constitution. Like, there's a lot of equipment in the game that gives you a better Constitution, probably because you're not meant to put points into it. Right, put a bit of a Waking Nightmare on them because what's her name's in a bit of trouble. Would you like to, like, heal her up? You are my support mage. What's your tactics set as? Oh, ally health minus 25. No, has to be way higher than that. Has to be way higher than that for you to actually react quickly enough. And then I think we'll do ally health less than 50. We'll do regeneration. And then ally mana or stamina less than... yeah, let's go 50. We want rejuvenate. And then we could do self health less than, let's go 90. Drain life. And then we'll do some basic stuff like enemy. Let's go attacking party member. We don't have a big enough party yet for me to be able to do anything about that, do we? Let's just say attacking main character. Action. Use ability. Paralyze. And then enemy highest health. Use ability. Let's go for crushing prison. There we go. Should be him spec'd out pretty well. You like? I always like to have mages with a lot of tactics slots. Just because they've got so many abilities they can use, and tactics are really useful for just keeping them all kind of in line. Ooh, I don't know what she just did then, but it was very impressive. Right, let's see if we can get a bit of a cone of cold going on some of these guys. Take some of the pressure off of her. Okie dokie, so That's all of them down. Oh, there's a man hanging there. That's a bit depressing. The Darkspawn are really grim, aren't they? When they just like string bodies up and stuff like that. I mean, they're meant to be like mindless monsters and everything, but I feel like there's a lot of genuine rage inside these Darkspawn. Okay, so we've got several ways to go. It looks like these two doors loop around to join up, and then that one I think just leads to its own little room. Looking at the map. Yes, this is just a loot room, isn't it? With nothing very exciting in it. Okay, so head on through this one. Well, I'm already nearly halfway to the next flipping level. Maybe I will get quite a few level ups actually. In Awakening, because I think the new level cap is 35, because the level cap for Origins is 25. I'm only at level 24, as you can see. Which is weird, because I usually hit the level cap. But I think the new level cap for Awakening is 35, I think. Yay, Ogren! I love Ogren. Right, okay, so a couple of these on. I know he's in Legion of the Dead armor. I find that a little bit strange. Is he in a crushing prison? Who the fuck put him in a crushing prison? Oh, there's an emissary there. For a minute there, I thought it was Anders. I was like, Anders, you better fucking not have done. Right. So, we've got an alpha in yellow, but I think the emissary is actually the bigger threat, because he's got, like, spells and whatnot. So I'll see if I can paralyze him. Yeah, he's put the Herlog Alpha in Crushing Prison, you see? That's why Crushing Prison is so useful. I'm going to put a bit of a Death Hex on him as well. And a Cursed Mortality, just so he's really fucked. Right, and then I want to get this emissary down as quick as possible. I think that Herlog Alpha is actually just attacking Anders, isn't he? That's not good. That's not even a little bit good. I'll put him in Horror, just to incapacitate him a little bit. So we cannot do now. There we go. There we go, Anders. I took care of the big scary Darkspawn for you. I know you have, like, normal levels of constitution for a mage. You're not a fucking god like I am.
Aha! There you are! When these Darkspawn showed up, I thought, just you wait until the new commander gets here and you'll all be spitting teeth out of your arses. Followed the screaming, and sure enough, here you are. Good on ya!
I love Ogren. Yes, odd place for you to just show up.
You just showed up. I've been here for almost a week now. Came here thinking I might try my hand at becoming a bona fide Grey Warden.
He was here when I left. I can't believe the Wardens didn't kick him out.
Hey, if it isn't the recruit with a great rack.
Yes, a prize for the Wardens, to be sure.
I know. Too good to be true, right? Hey, who's the mage? Boyfriend? Should I leave you two alone?
Wow, a dwarf that smells like a brewery. You never see that anywhere.
A mage comedian. Thought those normally died young.
Okay, so, yes, you do know that there are risks to joining the Grey Wardens, don't you, Ogren?
There are risks to getting up in the morning. I piss on risk.
I'm sure Risk appreciates it.
Well, we can talk about that later. Right now, there's more Darkspawn around in sore need of a beheading.
Okay. Yes, the Grey Wardens do have quite low standards, don't they? They will really take anybody. Right, okay, so I never gave him another specialisation either. Oh, I never unlocked Reaver, because you have to do it by defiling the ashes, don't you? Although I think there is a book, like a manual for it in Awakening that you can buy. And then we've got Spirit Warrior and Guardian that we haven't unlocked yet. So, we'll leave them alone for now. Or maybe actually... Champion gives you plus to willpower and cunning. Templar gives you plus to magic and mental resistance. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. Now, that is definitely not how I had him leveled up. Like, definitely not. I think. Does his level up transfer across? Oh, I actually don't know, you know. Now that's a good point actually, because I think I did have him as a champion. Yes, I did, because I gave everybody a second specialisation, apart from myself. So I did have him as a champion. So yes, this is not my work. Oh, that's kind of annoying, actually. Right, if we give him improved vitality and clarity and oh god, combat tactics maybe. Might as well stick a one in combat tactics. And then yes, because I had Berserker maxed out. Definitely had Berserker maxed out. Right, well, we'll give him those two and then we'll see what these are. Right, Sweeping Strike. A massive swing ploughs through a cone of enemies, inflicting a critical hit against the primary target and normal damage against others in the cone. Affected enemies are also knocked to the ground unless they pass a physical resistance check. That's quite cool, actually. Two-handed impact. Well, in this mode, each blow from the character's heavy two-hand generates a small shockwave that damages other enemies near the target. Onslaught. The character advances several times, sweeping the weapon in huge arcs that hit multiple enemies. And Reaving Storm. While this mode is active, the character turns continuously to attack surrounding enemies, slashing in wild arcs but spending stamina with each hit. A lot of these are quite Dragon Age 2-y, aren't they? A lot of these, like, extra awakening ones are quite Dragon Age 2-y. And oh, he's got extra warrior talents as well. Second Wind. Long years of training grant access to deep reserves of vigour, instantly restoring nearly all the warrior's stamina. Peon's Plight. The warrior lashes out with a powerful blow intended to eliminate the weakest opposition. A successful attack automatically kills a target of normal or lesser rank, inflicts a double critical hit against an elite target, or inflicts a regular critical hit again. Oh my god, I cannot speak. Critical hit against a boss. Grievous Insult. A vile epithet attracts the ire of all enemies nearby, drawing them away from their current targets and towards the warrior. Massacre. The warrior spins in an arc of death, automatically killing nearby enemies of lower or lesser rank and scoring a critical hit against any elite target, but inflicting normal damage against a boss. Okay, well, we'll max out Berserker, because Berserker's quite useful, and then max out these, and then stick a one in... I quite like the sound of Second Wind, actually. We'll do that, because Berserker drains his stamina more quickly, doesn't it? So, let's see what we've got for his tactics. Yeah, that all looks fine to me. I don't focus as much on, like, the warriors and stuff as I do on the mages. I think the mages you could really kind of... You can build... You can do a build with a mage, you know, you can have a particular type of build that you do. Whereas with warriors, not so much. Rogues, maybe a little bit. But, you know, a warrior is a warrior, really. Okay, so we've got this door down here, which I think just leads down another corridor back to the room we were already in. Oh! No, it's not! There's an extra room first. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, there's a survivor. Oh my god, there's people who need saving and all sorts. Okay, so there's an emissary over there, and there's some genlocks. Right, I'm just going to paralyze the emissary. And then I'm going to Waking Nightmare the rest of them. The good thing about Waking Nightmare is, although it's an area of effect spell, there's no friendly fire, as far as I can tell anyway, for all the time I've been using it. There doesn't seem to be any friendly fire, so it doesn't affect your allies, unlike most area of effect spells. Okay, so that is another survivor saved, yay! Right, I need to have a look at my map then. Right, so this is just 2 more rooms, so it is ultimately a dead end, that's right. That's alright, I didn't want to end up, you know, branching off and going on a, you know, massive long journey through the castle or anything like that. So this door should lead us back to where we were. Yes. And then this one through here. That's just a massive gate that's there for no obvious reason. Oh, we're actually outside, we're in the courtyardy bit. Oh, I didn't even notice that. And then, oh, things to kill. Oh, we've got an alpha and an emissary. Well. Okay, I paralysed that one, Anders, you paralyse that one. His flipping taskbar is all over the flipping place. I'm going to have to sort this out at some point. Put a bit of a death hex on him. Oh, he resisted the paralysed, did he? Or has he not cast it yet? He hadn't cast it yet. Brilliant. Okay, so then he's going to Crushing Prison one of them. The alpha, brilliant. And look at that, the emissary's already down. And you, I'm just going to stone fist you in the face, although you can't seem to figure out how to get up the stairs anyway. And there we go. Did either of them even get a single attack in? Okay, this is just a little dead end. Marvellous. So, go back through. It's worth noting that I am only playing on normal difficulty. I'm not like going for Nightmare or anything like that. Just because you know, I'm going to be doing 8 playthroughs. I'm going to get bored very quickly if I do it on Nightmare. Because the Dragon Age games don't do high difficulty levels well. I find this is a problem with all 3 of them. Well, maybe not Dragon Age 2 so much, but certainly Origins and definitely Inquisition, is that when they increase the difficulty, they don't actually make it harder. They just give the enemy, they just make it so that, like, it takes longer. You know what I mean? The enemies aren't harder to kill, they just take longer to kill. Which is just, you know, tedious. That's what it is. Especially in Inquisition. Oh my god, I could do an entire flipping essay on all the things that Inquisition got wrong combat-wise. Hello, Roland.
Myri?
Roland! Commander, Roland was a knight recruited from Denerim like me. We must do something for him.
He looks beyond healing magic. Maybe a shot of whiskey for the pain?
I like the way you think.
Stop joking! This isn't funny.
The commander?
Yes, I am the commander. Right. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't come sooner, my darling.
We only had a moment's warning. Before they were on us, Commander. The Seneschal ordered a counterattack, but they came out of nowhere. There's one with them. A Darkspawn who talks. His magic is powerful.
A talking Darkspawn? The lad must be delirious.
There's something in my blood. It hurts.
Oh dear, he's got the taint. That's not good. Yes, where is the talking Darkspawn?
It went that way after the Seneschal.
I will avenge you, Roland. I swear it.
Okay, he actually died quite quickly, considering he was dying of the taint. My Elsewhere is really, really annoying because it keeps deactivating itself. It's one of those annoying ones. Some of them just stay active all the time, the abilities, but some of them just keep deactivating themselves. It's very, very irritating to keep remembering to reactivate it. Right, so... just 2 genlocks, is that all we've got? That's a bit disappointing. Oh, no, hang on a minute. I can see lots more red on my map. Oh, look, a blood splatter. That's nice. That looks like a perfect waking nightmare candidate. There's 3 of them there. There's 3 of them. Put them in a nice waking nightmare. Get them all fighting each other. Who's at the back? Is there an emissary or anything? Doesn't look like it. I think it's all just regular ones. Okie dokie. I can see there are more through the next door, but... just need to do me looting first. Very, very important. Okay, so what's that leading us to? Vigil's Keep. I believe this will be like the battlements or something. Yes, and it's raining on us. Oh, of course it's flipping raining on us. Right, okay, so this is just unsafe. That's very... it's a very, very low wall, that. You could just topple over that, couldn't you?
It has ended.
See what I mean? Unsafe. See, if we had proper barriers in place, he wouldn't have been able to do that.
Gently. We are wishing no more death than is necessary.
Necessary? As if your kind has ever done anything else.
You are thinking you know of our kind, human? It is understandable. But that will soon be changed.
Others will come, creature. They will stop you.
There it is.
It seems your words be true. More than you are guessing.
It is talking.
Well, let's shut it up already.
Commander.
Capture the Grey Warden. These others, they may be killed.
He has the same voice as one of the demons, doesn't he? Sophia! It sounds a lot like Sophia from Soldier's Peak. I don't know if it's actually the same person or what. The Withered! Oh dear, he's a big scary one, isn't he? But he's not got many friends, so that's good. Right, okay, so... I think if we try to... Well, I tell you what, Anders, if you... paralyze him. And I will... It might not work on him, but you know, I'll Death Hex him. Yeah, he resisted. And then I will Misdirection Hex him. Because if you're Death Hex and Misdirection Hex, and they both work, which they both usually do, I think they have both on him, it means that every attack against him is going to be a critical hit, which is amazing. And then also he'll like hardly be able to hit me at all, because that's what Misdirection does. It makes they don't hit as effectively. And like if you're up against a Revenant or something like that, you would not believe how amazing that combination is against Revenants or big things like that. We'll put a nice Curse of Mortality on him, and then I think I'll just weaken him and disorient him. I think he resisted those maybe. I was going to say I've leveled up again, but no, it's what's on him. And then I think if we just put a nice vulnerability hex on him, and then we can start attacking him with stuff. Maybe a nice cone of cold. And someone's already killed one of those genlocks. And look, these guys are already practically dead. I think Anders has taken care of them for me. And then once we can all just focus on the Withered, there we go. We should be sorted. Yeah, because I've got that Misdirection Hex on him, he's hardly hitting her at all. Although I think it might have worn off now, I'm not 100% sure. But in a minute, I'll be able to put it back on, see? And that's how he's hardly done any damage to anyone. Because he just can't hit now. Put another Curse of Mortality on him, because it looks like he's regenerating his health. I don't know why he would be, but for a second there it looked like he was regenerating his health. But if he was, he's not now. And then it's just a case of hitting him with everything that we've got. And this is keeping what's her name alive. And down he goes. Magic.
Commander, I owe you my life. Soldiers on the road. It seems we have more company. Hopefully they're more hospitable than our previous guests.
It seems we arrived too late to be of assistance. My apologies.
Queen Honora!
I had intended to provide the Wardens a formal welcome. This is unexpected, to say the least. What is the situation?
What Darkspawn remained have fled, Your Majesty. The Grey Wardens who had arrived from Orlais appear to be either dead or missing.
Missing? As in taken by the Darkspawn? Do these creatures take prisoners?
I do not know, Your Majesty. I know only that we cannot account for all the Wardens.
Unfortunate. At least the hero of Ferelden yet lives. That is something.
I love that Honora came personally, but also that like she turned up maybe an hour after I arrived, which means she couldn't have left Denerim much later than after I did. So why didn't we just travel together? Like, I mean, come on. Right, okay. So, yes, I'm fine, Honora, but this attack makes things difficult.
Since when have things ever been simple? You have quite the task ahead of you. I will offer what aid I can, but it seems you will be largely on your own.
Hey, what am I? Chopped nug livers?
From the smell, that's not a bad guess.
I came here to join the Grey Wardens, and from the looks of it, you could use the extra hands. Now where's the giant cup? I'll gargle and spit.
About Mario, whatever her name is, in the background, she's still in her combat stance. It just looks like she's dancing with an imaginary person. Right, yes. No, I don't think that's a good idea. Can we actually refuse him joining the Wardens? I don't know if we can, actually. Yes, you would be welcome among us, Ogren.
Ha! Well, smack my ass and call me Sally. I'm in.
I suppose all are welcome in this dire time.
Joining the Wardens, eh? Well, good luck with that.
Queen Honora, your majesty, beware. This man is a dangerous criminal.
I beg your pardon?
She means me.
This is an apostate who we were in the process of bringing back to the Circle to face justice.
Oh, please. The things you people know about justice would fit into a thimble. I'll just escape again, anyhow.
Never. I will see you hanged for what you've done here, murderer.
Murderer? But those Templars were... Oh, what's the use? You won't believe me anyhow.
It seems there isn't much to say. Unless... you have something to add, Commander?
There's another point. Can you actually refuse Anders? Because if you do, then how does he end up in Awakening? I don't know. But I'm going to conscript him into the Grey Wardens.
What? Never!
I believe the Grey Wardens still retain the right of conscription, no? I will allow it.
If your Majesty feels it is best.
Ha! Way to go, kids. Welcome aboard.
Me? A Grey Warden? I guess that will work.
Congratulations, Sir Mage. I look forward to fighting at your side.
Then if you have everything under control, I will need to take my leave.
I believe the estate has been secured, yes. We have suffered great losses, but the Darkspawn are gone, and there are survivors. Oh, excuse my manners. I am Veril, Seneschal of Vigil's Keep, and I am most grateful for your timely rescue, Commander. I will aid you in ruling the lands of Amaranthine.
Yes, and this is something that I think doesn't get talked about enough, is that you get made all. Bearing in mind that as the Warden, you can be a mage, like I am, an elf, a Dalish elf, a dwarf, and you can just be made all. You just become the all of Amaranthine. And you're also a Grey Warden on top of that, and then it just, like, never gets mentioned again. And I think that, like, you know, an elf being, or a dwarf, but particularly an elf, like my canon Warden is a city elf. And I always think that there's great significance in the fact that she is made all of Amaranthine. And I've got this whole, like, headcanon, because I do the same with her as I've done with Constance, is that I make Honora queen. And I've got this whole idea that her and Honora are sort of quite close allies, and Honora really helps her to give the elves a lot more rights and stuff in Ferelden. She doesn't have any influence across the rest of the world, and it doesn't really affect the other games, since you'd never really properly go back to Ferelden. I know you do go back to Ferelden in Inquisition, but not properly. Like, you don't go to the Landsmeet or anything. You don't go to Denerim. You don't actually see what life is really like in Ferelden. You just kind of pop your head in and kill a few demons. So it doesn't really mess up the canon as a whole, but I like the idea that the elves in Ferelden start to get a lot more rights and freedoms and equality and stuff like that, purely because of the friendship between my canon Warden, who's a city elf, and Honora. That's my whole sort of headcanon that I've built. But yes, it's just never really mentioned after this that, like, you become the all, but you can be, you know, a mage, an elf, a dwarf. It's a pretty big deal when you think about it. So yes, the Arling belongs to the Wardens, not me.
But as Commander of the Grey, you are the equivalent of our Arlessa as well. Come and speak to me soon. There are many matters to attend to, not the least of which is the joining. You will need to replenish your numbers.
The security of Ferelden relies on the Grey Wardens now, even weakened as the Order is. It will be up to you to deal with the vestiges of the Blight before the situation grows out of control. No easy task, but I am confident you are up to it. I shall leave you to it. Farewell, Warden, and good luck.
Before we do anything else, Commander, there's an urgent matter we must take care of. Right now, I know of only one living Warden assigned to all of Ferelden. That should be rectified. The others could aid you considerably.
Okay, yes, brilliant. Let's get on with it then.
As you wish, Commander. The time has come for us to begin the joining. I shall speak the words that have been said since the first. Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand, vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten, and that one day we shall join you. From this moment forth, Oghren, you are a Grey Warden.
What's this, the sampler size? Are you trying to say something about my height? Huh?
This is the goblet we've always used.
Really? Not bad.
Make her help us all. From this moment forth, Anders, you are a Grey Warden.
So we need to drink Darkspawn blood. That's it.
That is it, yes.
Well, all right. But if I wake up 2 weeks from now on a ship bound for Ravane in nothing but my small clothes and a tattoo on my forehead, I'm blaming you.
He lives, Commander, and will awaken in time. From this moment forth, Myri, you are a Grey Warden.
I have awaited this moment.
Oh, just drinking out of a phantom goblet there.
I am sorry, Myri. May the Maker watch over you now. Poor Myri. Open the doors!
The commander must be informed about the Deep Road's entrance. It could be their base of operation.
You'd have the Wardens chase a rumor then, Captain. And even if it proves true, unless the Pilgrim's path is cleared by the time your army assembles, they'll have nothing to eat but shoe leather.
Garavel, Woolsey, the commander has had a long day. Woolsey says some merchants escaped the Darkspawn. They can reprovision you for a reasonable fee. And the Vigil is yours. Take whatever weapons and armor you need. We'll be waiting when you're ready.
Okay, so, first things first, I have a level up. So, 2 into magic, 1 into willpower. And then, ooh, what do I want to go for? I sort of like the idea of runecrafting, actually. I don't think I really need vitality or clarity, because I've got quite a lot of health and mana. I like the idea of runecrafting. We'll have a look at runecrafting, although I know Anders has level 1 of it as well, but I want to be a runecrafter, damn it. And then, since we're just maxing out the primal tree before anything else, we'll go for, what should we go for? Let's go for flaming weapons. And look, I've got a throne. I never get to sit in it, but I've actually got a throne with like dogs on it and stuff, because it's Ferelden, and oh, it's so amazing. And now I've got a fortress, guys. I've got a fortress. And we've also got personal storage, which has a silver cog in it. That's interesting. That's a random thing to just be in there. And then this is where all of my companions are going to hang out. And then we've got ambassadors. That's Ambassador Sarah, who is from the Mage's Circle. I think she's the sandal replacement, isn't she? She does enchantments. Oh, and my inventory's full. Right, okay, so yes, this is us. This is our keep. This is where all of our companions are going to stand. We've got a nice fire. Oh, it's proper lovely, this is. It's proper lovely. It's what I love about Awakening. This is like, it's sort of like, it's like a baby version of Inquisition. You know how in Inquisition you get your castle and you've got all your ambassadors and your advisors and you properly feel like you're the Inquisitor and you're in charge of the world and stuff like that. And that Awakening has that feel about it, where you become the Arl of Amaranthine and the commander of the Grey, and you've got this keep and all of these, you're recruiting all of these Grey Wardens under you and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy Awakening. I almost wish it had been like a proper game in itself. I mean, I know it feels like it's a game in itself because it's so big for a DLC, but I don't know, I like the idea. I like the idea of a full, proper, complete, massive, huge Dragon Age game where you literally just play as like a Warden Commander, recruiting Grey Wardens and orchestrating and organising, like, you know, where the Grey Wardens go and what they do. Because I assume that when a blight is over, the Grey Wardens don't just like disappear. They're presumably, this is what I always assume anyway, is that they're in the Deep Roads trying to keep the Darkspawn like cornered so that they can't find archdemons. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Because if they find an archdemon, then obviously it kicks off a blight. So the best way to stop them from doing that would be to, you know, keep them confined. You maybe can't fight all of them, but you can try to keep them confined as much as possible. So if their movement is restricted, they're less likely to find an archdemon, which in my headcanon is why it's been such a big gap between blights. It's because the Grey Wardens have actually been doing an incredibly good job. That's my headcanon anyway. But yes, I would really love a game where you're actually like a complete whole full game where you just play as the Warden Commander. I think that would be brilliant. Yes, anyway, I am going to call it a day here today because we've done the opening bit, we've got our keep, we've got all of our advisors and everything. And next time we'll have a little chat with Anders and Ogren, and we shall head out into the world and start the game proper, and this will hopefully hopefully be a weekly series. I'm really, really, really far ahead on recording Oblivion, so I'll have some time to focus on Dragon Age, and we're going to do the entire Awakening DLC. But for now, I shall leave you with this beautiful view of my new, shiny, wonderful, amazing keep, and I shall see you next week.